If you are thinking of getting married or you're thinking of getting divorced, there's something that you should know in either situation. What happens when you have property and you're getting married, or what happens when your spouse or you have property and you decide to get divorced and they had the property before you got married. If you're getting married and you own property, you may want to consider a prenuptial agreement to protect that property. If you're getting divorced and there is no prenuptial, then you want to know, hey, what am I entitled to? Or what am I exposed to? Because I had premarital assets and now we're getting divorced. And some people will think that, my husband or my wife owned a house before we got married. I'm not entitled to it. My name's not on it. They made all the payments, what have you. The reality of the situation is it doesn't matter how assets are titled, whose name they are in. It only matters what the increase in value was during the marriage here in Pennsylvania. So if you own a house or your spouse owned a house and you don't have a prenuptial protecting that increase in value, then you are entitled to your share of the increase in value of a premarital asset. So in the instance of a home, you're going to get that asset valued as of the date of marriage. And so you're looking at what is the home worth less any liens or mortgages on the property versus when you separate what is the value of the home versus any liens or mortgages at that time. So, in that situation, you're going to have to get an appraisal of both values at the time of marriage, at the time of separation. Same would apply to a business. If there's a business that someone owns, you would have to get it appraised at the time you got married, and then you would look at the time of separation, what that value is, because the increase in value you're entitled to. So if somebody just started the business when you got married and now it's worth a lot of money, yes, you're entitled to a share of that increase, even though the business started before the marriage. Yes, you're going to have to pay for an appraisal, and it may be more expensive because you've got to establish both at the time of marriage as well as the date of separation. Whereas in a regular divorce, you're just looking at the current value. Um, Same with bank accounts. You're going to look at the bank balance in the person's bank account at the time of the marriage, and then you're going to look at the bank balance at the time of separation. So even though you had all of these bank accounts before you got married, if you've been married a while and you've been saving money, that increase in value is going to be shared by your spouse, or if you're the spouse, you get to share in that growth. Same with any type of retirement accounts, whatever accumulated during the marriage. So it's really important when you're going through a divorce to make sure you obtain discovery. And discovery is getting those statements at the time of your marriage and then at the time of separation, as well as any current values on the assets.